sizing for different kind of applications.
Okay, thanks a lot. So I will have a quick look. What is the next question? So I think this one is also fitting to you, Carsten. Someone asked, Saertex Leo is approved and certified for marine use, question mark?
Yeah, it's qualified for the use in the marine industry. We have the IMO FTP regulations, and therefore we have, for example, got some values for the MARE value, and so different applications we have there in the marine industry. But we also are qualified with the Leo system in the railways and railway industry, for example.
Great.
Because there are also quite a lot of regulations there.
Okay, thanks. So let's have a look. What are more questions? Someone asks, how do you transit electric cables through carbon? I think also this one is for you, Carsten.
Yeah, you can normally place, like in steel applications, cable through the material, but as also for steel, you need to have some isolations on the cable, of course, because carbon has also some conductivity.
Okay. So, next question. Then someone asked, I think Santiago, this one is for you. Someone asked, do you supply the finished products or just resins and fibers or both?
Well, basically we are non-green fabrics manufacturer. We supply solutions in this type of materials, which are dry fibers. Of course, there are some products like in the case of the Leo system, where we are partners with other producers of chemicals. In this particular case, Scott Bader for the gel coat and for the resin, but we are not tied in the rest of the sectors to a specific resin or to a specific chemical, because we play and we are compatible with absolutely every other resin in the market. At this point of view, at this point of time, we are supplying what we do our best, and the best what we do are fabrics and some niche products that Carsten also mentioned, related to cores, related to high speed and high flow materials, and some Leo's areas against specific situations where fire becomes a hot topic.
Thanks, Santiago. I have a next question. I think this is also for you, Santiago. Someone asks, any experience with the material graphene added to the carbon fibers to improve properties? And if yes, do you think it could be an improvement for products in the future?
Well, that's a hot topic also, because as far as we know, graphene in many environments sounds like the Sangreal. It seems that it's going to solve absolutely every problem, and it is going to improve and make miracles. I mean, of course, graphene is a great material. However, when it comes into the infusion process, it is not yet completely solved that the fabrics perform a filtration effect. I mean, graphene has mechanical properties, or gives improved mechanical properties, and also improved abrasion properties, abrasion resistant properties, and also electrical conductivity. But the problem is that when you make a part and you infuse it, you would like to have an homogeneous concentration of graphene throughout the whole part. If you are infusing and you get all the concentration filtered at the top layer, then the graphene is not anymore valid, because at the bottom you have absolutely no concentration. There are some initiatives running in the market right now in this line. We are following them very clearly, and we are partners in some developments. At the moment, we can say that it is still under research and development, but we are having a very close look on this topic, because we think it could become in the future, once we solve these filtration effects, something which is worth to look at.
Okay, so an interesting topic for the future. Thanks a lot. So then I'll have a look. Next question would be, I think this is for you, Carsten. What is the impact of stitching on properties?
So due to technology, the NCF technology, we can apply different kind of stitching yarns, different densities of stitching yarns on our fabrics. So we can also influence a lot about the mechanical properties, or for example, the flow rates of the materials, or for example, the handling of the materials. So if we, for example, have a very loose stitching, you have a very drapable material for complex forms. If we have a more stiff stitching, you can handle it better if you pull on it, for example.
Okay, thanks. So then someone wants to know, while carbon is very strong, there will be times when repairs are needed. How easy is it to repair? How easy is it to repair carbon products, for example, a carbon deck?
Of course, you have to repair some parts after a while, but this technology is also very much in the market. For example, if you look at the wind blades, you also have to repair the surface after some time because of some impacts from different, maybe birds or something like that. Therefore, you normally can replace the whole segment where you have the damage and place another part in there, or another fabric with an infusion, for example.
Okay, so far for this one. I will now have a look if there are some questions left. Okay, there in the Q&A someone asked, which class societies have already been approved by Saertex in shipbuilding?
This is, of course, a very complex topic here, and it's not so easy to answer it in some short sentences. So I would suggest to ask this question afterwards, after the meeting.
So we get in contact with the
when we get in contact with
great. So let's just wait a second and see if we have one more. No, it doesn't look like that. Or is there one more? Okay, one more. This is the last one, I think. Someone wants to know, we have a huge shortage of epoxy resins on the market. The alternatives are vinyl ester. Are there any other resin solutions for infusion processes and multi-axial carbon fabrics? I think this is also for you, Carsten.
Of course, you can use any kind of fabrics, any kind of resin with our fabrics, of course. Mostly, you can also use the polyester resins or thermoplastic resins. There are also some applications where you can infuse these kinds of materials.
Okay, thanks a lot. So as far as I can see, we almost answered all the questions. If something was not answered, you can always contact us after the webinar, of course, just to go our homepage, saertex.com, and there you will find a contact form. So before we make a final cut now, I would like to inform you that this webinar is